Is the mic on?
Yo.
Babe, you set me up.
I set myself up. I'm up here.
That's a double setup. All right, bet. Bet. You set me up.
Rewind.
Okay, you set me up twice. All right, cool.
Let's rewind. What's up, y'all? What's going on? This is twinflamesunite, and we are at it again. And if you don't know by now, I'm Chris.
And I'm sure.
What up? We sit here talking this whole time and ain't no sound.
Babe, set me up, man. You set me up.
Oh, let me double check to make sure we got sound. Y'all can hear us,
man.
okay? Please make sure that we are coming in loud and clear. I know somebody had mentioned before in one of the comments that the volume was a little bit low, so we're just trying to make sure.
Testing. Okay. Delict 4 says, or delight, I don't know. Yeah, excuse me. Says it's better. Okay.
It's better. Okay.
Oh, Naya is here. Oh my gosh, Naya is here.
Hold on. Ain't no pressure. No pressure.
No pressure.
Oh, let me turn this down a little bit.
Okay, no pressure. Blue Diamond Dust is here too. Oh my gosh.
What's up,
this
family?
Special night.
What's up?
We have Hallow. I need to stop reading because I'm messing it up.
All right. Probably more than likely by next video, we'll have it set up to where we can put the chats on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Because right now we are using, oh gosh, what am I using? Streamlabs.
Yeah.
This video is coming to you by Streamlabs OBS. Let me stop. It's free, so I. But anyway, I know that there's a plugin that I can put in here to put the chats on the screen so people can actually see it instead of us reading it from the side and things like that. So be on the lookout for that. All right.
Yeah, we still building, guys. We're slowly getting there, slowly building. Blue Diamond Dust, we have missed you guys so much.
Oh, let me pull up this.
But guess what? We've been doing a lot of work on ourselves, right? We've been growing. We've been eating good food. As you can see, I, in particular, look a little plump. I am a little bit more juicy than usual, and that's just because I have been eating. Babe. Don't mind. I've been eating. Well, we have been eating deliciously. Like literally, we've been really going to different restaurants, and we have just been feeding our faces and cooking at home and eating a lot and feeling good. So this is what this plumpness is. But we're going on a detox.
Yep. So if y'all are not planning for your detox with this spring equinox coming up on the 20th, is the 20th or the 21st?
I think it might be the 21st.
I think it may be the 21st.
Yeah.
But this is the perfect time for you to start your detox. If you haven't started planning for it, go ahead and start planning for it.
Yes.
Because as you can see, if you pay attention to nature, you got dandelions popping up, which is an indication it's time to do a cleanse.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Blue Diamond Dust, you're so sweet. She said we look amazing. Thank you so much.
Awesome. And just got the hair retwisted. Look at that.
Yes.
Got them parts clean. Let me stop.
You did a very good job. So proud of you.
Yep. All right. Today's topic.
Yeah, ready.
It's not for beginners.
Yes, this topic is really not for beginners, but beginners are welcome, because this is going to really help to expand. And, you really have to come from a place of, like, wanting to really relearn and unlearn and relearn, and coming from a place of questioning, asking questions. This is how we're going to grow. We've been told one thing all of our lives. You know, I mean, I know we have a lot of people here who grew up in church. I know I grew up in church. Every single solitary Sunday, I was in church. I could even tell my mom my tummy hurt. She'll be like, "The Lord will make it better." So, you know, just that was the thing. I had to be in church every single Sunday. So we have a lot of programs. Then I went to school, so that's another set of programs. Then you have society, that's another set of programs. So we have a lot of stuff that's packed into us, and we feel like it's the truth because we've been told it over and over and over again. And after a while, a lie can even sound like a truth if you hear it so many times from so many different people.
Yes.
So what we're about to present today, it's very different.
Very different, but still in alignment.
It's still in alignment, but very different. Just a different perspective, a different angle. Okay, so y'all ready?
If y'all ready, drop a 1 in the chat, because we about to dive deep today, y'all. We're about to dive real deep.
We're going to kind of blow your minds.
Yeah.
This is a topic about the twin flames that we were telling you guys about that we've been holding back.
Yeah.
And we didn't really want to dive too much into because along our way, along our studies, we have come across different books, right? And for the past year or so, we've been getting this this insight. And so, you know, we went into it a little bit, went into it a little bit more, and now it has become really clear what the real meaning of twin flames, you know, the true meaning of twin flames. And it goes way beyond the physical vessel, guys. I know a lot of you might not be ready for this. Like, what do you mean? You know, I runner and chaser, you know. It is way beyond that. So we are here to enlighten you guys about the real twin flame journey. Some of you who are still attached to the whole physicality part of it, this might blow your wigs back a little bit. Yep. But just have an open mind and kind of listen, and we'll give you this recommendation. It's a book that we definitely recommend that you get.
Yes.
It's too much stuff in here for you to digest.
We could do a whole YouTube channel off of this book.
Just off of this one book. Yeah. True. So we're just gonna take a small portion of it and kind of dive into it. My baby is gonna be the one explaining it because he's a smarter one. I'm not as smart as he is, so I'm just gonna read and then he's gonna dissect it. And if you guys have questions, you shoot it in the chat, okay?
All right. So without further ado, before we dive into this, like my baby said, when it comes to twin flames, there's so many things that have been told over the years, and the thing that was quite perplexing to me when we first found out about twin flames is that it's really hard to pin down the origins of twin flames. It's so many different things. I think the furthest back that we were able to find was in, it wasn't even in Egypt or Kemet. You know, people refer back to Shiva and Shakti as far as the twin flames,
Right.
and a lot of people leave it as just that. And so with that being said, the twin flame journey is a journey of you, a journey of me, and it's actually aside from a physical partner. Okay.
Aside from the phallus and the yoni, like, you know,
Right.
It's a different. It's an introspect. It's a journey inside. It's an internal journey, and so once that internal journey has been merged, that's when you see it reflecting outward.
Right.
So people are doing it backwards. They're doing it the other way around. And I think that's where a lot of the confusion comes in. So we're going to really dive into this internally, because that's where we really need to merge.
Yes. And actually, to go back, because just like you were saying earlier about how we've been programmed for so long, And what are you trying? Oh, we got Q in the building. What's up, bro?
What's up?
No pressure. we know Nahir just went live,
It was
dropping some fire information.
Yes.
Had us crying over here.
Yeah. Towards the end, a little bit emotional, but it was beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Okay. So what we're about to dive into is we're about to do some deprogramming, okay? And the deprogramming comes from Holy Scriptures, okay? A lot of people, there's so many debates on whether the holy textures or spiritual textures, not textures. What am I? Holy texts. Holy Scriptures.
Yeah.
Wow. That may be a Freudian slip. I don't know.
Nah, that's probably from the birthday night. Still recovering. We still recovering from the birthday night.
And side note, Q, since I know you're on the video, it took me another day to recover. Just so you know.
Yeah. Give thanks.
Gave big thanks. But going back to what we were talking about, the programming that happened also long ago, especially when it came to religion. And the debate was going back and forth about whether it's allegory or if it was actually something that really happened, yada yada, and things of that nature. Well, there is a exoteric version of the Holy Scriptures, and I'm putting all the Holy Scriptures together. But today we're going to focus on the Holy Bible in one reference. But then there's also an esoteric side of the Holy Scriptures.
Who would have thought?
Okay? And so the exoteric part of these Holy Scriptures, or what I want to say spiritual scriptures, where is that coming from?
Just say it, babe. Just say spiritual scriptures.
I don't know. We may have to look that up
Roll with the
sometime afterwards.
Let me write it down. Spiritual
Write that
scriptures.
down. It's something that's coming up.
I'm the secretary.
Okay. We were taught to view the Bible as an exoteric, and I'm talking about exoteric point of view, where you're really looking at the exterior, you're looking at the verses about how to be a good person while you're out and about in society. Well, there is an esoteric, esoteric side to the Bible. And the esoteric is a story of you, a story of me, a story of my baby. It's a story of our ascension.
Or should we say ascension?
Okay? And so, for those of you all who are on this video, you probably have already known that a lot of the people that were referenced in the Bible actually represent something else. Okay? And even certain verses in the Bible, let's even go back to the story of Jesus walking on water.
Man.
If you understood that the esoteric meaning of Jesus walking on water, or Yahshua walking on water, that means that he was walking above the waters of emotions. That's how he was able to rise above it and walk on it and it not bother him, because the emotions that we go through on a day-to-day basis, we can rise above it and it can be like water under the bridge, literally, and we can walk and everything's fine. So with that being said, understanding that the Bible and the Holy Scriptures are stories of you and the alchemical change that happens within you, it actually goes even deeper than that. It actually goes into Shiva and Shakti. Those stories are a story of you and your ascension. But one that we're going to touch on today, actually, let me back up just so I can make sure I'm in alignment with this. There, in these Holy Scriptures, there are entities that are referred to as twin flames, going to Shiva and Shakti in the Hindu tradition. And there's another twin flame that is in the Holy Bible. And I just wonder, do any of you all know who that twin flame couple is in the Holy Scriptures? If you know it, drop it in the chat.
Put it in the chat. Y'all go ahead. Let's see. And as brother Chris, wait for y'all to put that in the chat. As we in Bible school today, I just want to make an announcement to let everyone know Sister Shirley is about to pass the collection plate through the room. And so if you guys are here to give collections and offerings, Sister Shirley will be collecting it via Cashapp. It's right across the screen. If you would like to support this, the church. So yeah, go ahead. If you're feeling in your heart to support this particular church on today, as we go through these scriptures, go right ahead and go ahead and bless us with whatever you can. You know, we're not trying to get rich here. We just want to continue to be able to do these, you know, provide this type of information for you guys. We call it nuggets. You know, this is not your end all be all. It's just a little nugget for you to go and do your own internal work. You know, if it fits, great. If it doesn't, you know, still great, right? But that's what we hope to do. We hope to just share information, share our experiences in hopes that you can learn something and you can grow from it. So if you get anything from what we are saying today, when Sister Shirley comes out with the collection plate, just go ahead and drop something in the Cash App. We do have PayPal. We have Venmo. It's different ways, and it might be in the description if you can't.
I hadn't put Venmo in there yet.
Oh, we hadn't put it in there
So we
yet.
got to make sure in the next church minutes that we add the Venmo.
Let me put
so write that down in the
this-
church minutes.
Church
We got to
minutes.
add Venmo,
Add Venmo.
to it, and then we got to also open up a Chime account. We're gonna
Okay.
do that too. So
Okay.
Venmo and Chime.
Chime.
Okay.
We got to keep the collection going so that we can pay for the lights for the pastor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Randy actually came through and he put down Jesus and Mary Magdalene. That is very, very close.
So close, and it might be true too.
Okay. Now, I'm trying to make sure I'm putting this in the right order. I should have had my notes. I got some things pulled up that I'm going to go into, but wanted to share this.
Yeah, we're gonna share.
Okay.
We're gonna do a little bit of reading. It takes a little bit of concentration, guys. So just bear with us, because this is gonna be something. Maybe for most of you it might be new. Some of you might have heard this before, but it does take a bit of concentration to get this to really digest.
Where is my? Oh, there it is. Bring that up a little bit more. Okay. So I'm just going to take y'all through the process that it just dawned on me. Okay. So, in talking about ascension, part of the ascension has to do with the Kundalini, as far as the energies rising up from the root chakra all the way up to the crown chakra. And just to give you all a visual of what I'm talking about is this right here. Okay? And if y'all can still hear me, please drop a 1 in the chat so I know that we're still here. Okay? Gosh, okay, we're gonna go into it. We're gonna go into it. But here's the big secret that most people are not mentioning when it comes to twin flames. Okay? The twin flame journey is about your masculine and feminine energies coming together to achieve enlightenment. Okay? And this dawned on me when I was listening to a video. I can't remember which one it was. It was motivational something. And the guy was breaking down the story of Mary and Joseph.
I think I remember that one.
Okay. After this video is live, we'll make sure to drop it in the community so that you can get a little bit more understanding of what's going on. But when he started breaking down the esoteric meaning of Mary and Joseph, I was like, God damn, that's twin flames. But not so much in a physical sense, like a physical male and a physical female. We're talking about the male and feminine energies within us going through their journey to ascend. And to break it down for you, we got information in here for you. Let me we about to get into some reading. Now, this book right here that we're about to go into.
Definitely get this book. I recommend you guys get this book. If you can't get your hands on it, you got to subscribe. Okay, you guys can sign up for subscribe. What is it, $9 a month?
Hold on, don't do so much because
let me go back to my
for
notes.
Our Patreon members.
Let me take my minutes, guys. Let me take my minutes.
For our Patreon members, this book is available on our Patreon right now for you to download. The link for the Patreon is down in the description, so you can find it there. But you can also find us, Twin Flames Unite, on Patreon.
And that's free, so if you're already a member, it will be free.
Right. And so this book here, and as you can see, just by the text alone, by the paper, this is like the original book. That was like Xerox and copied. How many of y'all still know
about Xerox?
Xerox and copying?
It's so old.
Probably telling my age right now. But this is a book that is available on our Patreon that we're about to go into. And y'all, this book has some dope information. And once again, this book was something that was... Let me back out for a second.
It started on page 15.
See, when it comes to our spiritual journey, we don't just stop at one video and be like, oh, got it.
Nah.
Off to the races. No, we sit and we dissect. Okay? And when I was watching the video, he made reference to a particular book, this book that I just mentioned. And so I wanted to go and read the book for myself. Like, let me see if he just like Photoshop some stuff in there and put it in there to read. So I want to know for myself. I'm not believing in what anybody else says, and we expect you all to do the same for us. Don't believe what we're saying. Definitely go out and do the research yourself. But for what I found in this book, out of all of the things that we've studied over the years, it is right in alignment with everything that we've came across.
Kind of all just came together real nice.
Okay, so there's a section. We're about to pull it up, and my baby with her excellent radio voice.
Now, I'm about to say right now, y'all, okay, everybody who's here. Now, this book is, they got some words in this book that I would not be able to pronounce, okay? I'm just getting y'all ready right now, because you know I like to be transparent, okay? I'm going to read it to the best of my ability. But they do got some words in here that I don't know how to pronounce. So when you see me get to these words, if you know how to pronounce the words, go on and put it in the chat. It's going to be a team effort. we going to be working as a team. It's conceptual, but some of these words, it's just really hard to pronounce because these are like old words.
Yeah.
And some of them are in Hebrew and some of them are in Greek. So, you know.
And actually, I'm just going to sidetrack a little bit and let y'all see something real quick, because this book has, if you've ever wondered which books are missing from the Holy Bible, and like it actually shows in here, books rejected by the Council of Nicaea and other ancient books. Okay, so it goes in here, and you got the Old Testaments, New Testaments. So they got some things in here that they didn't want people to see.
I wonder why.
Okay. And also the breakdown of the different names. And actually this
is so important right here.
This is going to help share a little bit more of what we mean by how in the Holy Bible, on on an esoteric level, they're not talking about physical men and women.
Correct.
Okay? So, for example, like in here, when it talks about names, they have different meanings for them. Like Adam, it's red earth, or a flow of spirit or energy, dammed up. Eve, I'm pretty sure Q knows about Eve, mother of all living. Okay? Mother of all living. Let that sink in. So
I wonder whose mother of all dead.
It's Papa got it in here, but it's breaking down once again. This book is available on our Patreon, and that information is available in the description below. But Mary and Joseph, from watching that video and going back through and reading this text, it was made very clear to me that Joseph and Mary represents twin flames.
Right.
It is a alchemical change that happens within our vessels for our ascension. Okay? So
Somebody say where Lilith at.
Lilith
Man,
in there.
listen, that's a whole nother video.
all right.
Keep in mind, this is the Bible, and we already know that they kind of left out. We just showed you all that stuff that they left out.
Yeah.
But this is a representation of, you know, the masculine and feminine on the inside of us all, and it exists inside of us all. So we're just using these names as a representation.
Right.
So we gonna get there. So
Yeah.
just roll with this for a little
Yeah.
bit.
And so once again, this book that we're referencing, it is giving you the esoteric meanings to these stories. And there's so many stories in here. Like, once again, we could probably do a
Yeah.
whole YouTube channel just on this book, but we're talking about twin flames today.
Right. We're trying to get people to stop chasing. We're trying to get them to start chasing on the outside, because the real world, the real war, the realness of the real happens in here. In here, not out there. And so the way that they have constructed this whole twin flame journey is to have you focusing external.
Right.
And if you continue to focus external, you're always going to be lost. So we're trying to help find some people today. We want them to find themselves.
Yes.
So this is really, really important, and it's the reason why the Council of Nicaea did this crap, right? They literally flipped it inside out, and not only that, upside down. So if it's inside out and upside down, then you're going to be lost.
Yeah.
Right? And if you don't know who the Council of Nicaea is, we encourage you to find out.
Yes.
We did a whole video back in 2020, I think, or 2019, explaining to you in great details who the Council of Nicaea was and what was their purpose. So,
Oh, okay. Even Jesus drank wine. Don't you normally be on Q's channel?
even Jesus drink wine.
Oh,
I
that's
like
dope.
that name. That's what's up.
Appreciate it.
But yeah.
All right. So we're about to get into this text, and once again, just keep in mind as my baby read through this, and if there's any words that she trips up over, I'm definitely gonna jump in and help my baby out. But let's get into it, y'all.
I already seen 3 I can't pronounce. But we just gonna roll with it, y'all. It's conceptual, okay? So stay with us. We're gonna read this out, then we're gonna dive into it a little bit, because this is important. All right?
Here we go.
So the journey of Joseph and Mary, and again, this is for the masculine and feminine within us, okay? We're not talking about the one with the virgin and stuff, not that. So the marvelous story of the journey of Joseph and Mary to Jerusalem to pay their taxes, psychologically explained, or philosophy. See, I already told you.
It's psychologically.
Is that psychologically?
Psychologically explained. Yep.
I feel that's not psychologically.
Y'all see the word. Y'all, if y'all read better than us, congratulations.
I don't know what's wrong with my brain today. But it's going to be explained, okay?
Okay.
On either side of the thalamus, which is the brain. And so again, we're talking about the body now. We're going to be going into the body to talk about the body, because that's what the Joseph and Mary is represented. Kind of like the brain, the left and right hemisphere of the brain, right?
Actually, we got something to help y'all out here. We got pictures. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, beautiful. Perfect.
We got pictures.
Very nice. Very nice.
This is what we're... Hold on. Come on now, mouse. Don't want to shrink it down.
This is perfect.
Okay. So when we're talking about the thalamus, you can see it here.
There you go.
That's the thalamus. And you got your pineal gland back here. So, boom, just some reference for y'all.
All right. So on either side of the thalamus, in the head, is a gland known in psychology as the pineal, or physiology. Is that physiology? Or is it guys, y'all help me out tonight, because I don't know what's going on with my brain.
Physiology.
Physiology. There you go. As a pineal. On the posterior and the pituitary on the anterior side of the thalamus. So if you can bring it up and show it to them. Maybe you can put it on that side so I can read.
So you got the thalamus right there. Okay.
All right. The pineal is cone-shaped and secretes a yellow or golden fluid. The pituitary body opposite it is ellipsoid. There you go. In shape, ellipsoid in shape, and contains a whitish secretion like milk.
Okay.
The fluids that are found in both these bodies come from the same source, namely the colostrum. Okay, now
which is where they get Santa Claus from.
I think they're gonna say that down here, which means barrier or cloister, and is referred to as cloister for the very good reason that a precious and holy thing is secreted or secluded there. Saint Claus or Santa Claus is another term for this precious fluid, which is indeed a holy gift in the body of each one of us. What do you think about that, guys? Isn't that something? The precious fluid which flows down the colostrum separates, part going into the pineal gland and part into the pituitary body, and these being special laboratories of the head differentiate the fluid from the colostrum, and it takes on the colors above mentioned, and in the pineal gland becomes yellow and has electric properties. The pituitary body, having the milk-like fluid, has magnetic properties.
Okay. Let's take a pause right there. Let's just take a quick pause, because when we talk about the story of twin flames, right? We talk about two souls splitting off. Okay? One soul splits off into two. And their whole goal is to come back into union. Now, when we look at this here, when it's talking about the pineal gland becomes, pineal, I'm reading from here, right here, okay? And in the pineal gland becomes yellow and has a electric property versus the pituitary body, which has a milk-like substance, which is magnetic. Okay, so when you're talking about electrical properties and you're talking about magnetic properties, you're talking about male and female. Wow. This is, you got a whole twin flame situation going on in your body, and a lot of us wonder why we have so much frustration when it comes to the runner and the chaser. That's because you are running from you. That's where the whole runner and chaser comes from. But we got more to get into. We're not gonna hold y'all too much longer. Let's read into this other part.
So it says these two glands are the male and female, the Joseph and the Mary of the physical body, and are parents. Listen to this: they are parents of the spiritual son, born in the solar plexus of each human being. Oh my God! Commencing about the age of 12. So you know how they say they have this thing in Africa and all other traditions about the age of 12 where they have their rites of passage. A lot of them have their rites of passage, and I mean I know for the United States, you know, the whole African American thing, a lot of people nowadays don't really get to experience their rites of passage. So if you really don't get to experience your rites of passage, you miss out on this whole thing from a young age, and then you grow up and you're kind of like lost, right?
Yep.
Now this yellow and white material, which is the milk and honey referred to in the Bible, this is what they say, the land of milk and honey. Remember that? The children of Israel having been given the promise of a return to this land flowing with milk and honey, and last reaches the solar plexus via semilunar ganglia, and they'll tell you what this is.
Yeah, because when it comes to your birth sign and with the moon, I can't remember right off the top of my head if they're gonna jump into this, but we're gonna drop it for you because we want to help y'all ascend and actually gain the power that you're supposed to be getting and stop wasting your seeds, both men and women.
Okay.
All right. But
okay,
ahead,
so but let me go back to the top so I can, come down smooth. Okay, so where we at? We left off the Bethlehem. Okay, the Bethlehem of the physical body. Wow. In Hebrew, Bethlehem means house. Beth of bread, Lehem. I am the bread of life, said the allegorical Jesus. Because again, we're speaking in not in the actual Jesus, like, you know, what he looks like and stuff. So in the solar plexus is a thimble-shaped depression, a cave, or a manger. Manger. You know how they say Jesus lay in the manger? And in this is deposited the psychophysical seed or holy child born of his immaculate conception. This is the real immaculate conception, guys. This psychophysical seed is also called fish. Remember that? Jesus did the fish thing. And it has the odor of fish and is formed in the midst of the waters, the pure waters, right? Jesus is a fish in the midst of the waters. St. Augustine. Before birth, the human fetus floats like a fish in the fluids by which it is surrounded, and as it is with the child form on the generative plane, so it is with the spiritual child born in the solar plexus, which is the Bethlehem. Joseph and Mary, by furnishing the material for the spiritual child, which was to redeem the child or body formed in generation, paid the symbolic redemption money. Sheesh.
Gosh, look, let's take a pause there. Let's take a pause.
Jeez, man.
I know we dropping something on y'all, and we know
it's heavy. It's heavy stuff, man.
Because look, when we started out on our twin flame journey, we were all into the 7 stages of twin flames.
Right.
You know, you had the bubble phase.
Yeah.
We never had to run in chaser phase.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all know that now. But like when we found out about twin flames, once again, it was way after we had actually been together. We were together for like a few months,
about 3
before
months
we got into it.
Yeah.
But we were more on our spiritual journey, like for real. And so, but as we continue to evolve and continue to study and continue to question, it led us to this path here. And this is a beautiful time that this is being revealed, because I noticed a pattern, which one thing that I'm so happy for this gift to be able to recognize patterns. But around end of December, beginning of January, I started getting a lot of videos on the YouTube feed about Kundalini. I was like, damn, why is this popping up so much? And then in January, Billy Carson and Dr. Sirius B, did a webinar called Blueprint to God Power. And in this webinar, Dr. B referenced the Christos oil that travels up the spine. Okay? Now, what happens in this, and actually let me back up a little bit, because there was a part in this book where it mentioned, let me show you all. Okay? This, where's my mouse? Okay. This part in here where it says, let me see if I need to read from the beginning. I'm going to read this last one. This yellow and white material, which is the milk and honey referenced in the Bible, the children of Israel having been given the promise of a return to the land flowing with milk and honey, at last reaches the solar plexus via semi-lunar ganglia. Okay? It says see chart. I don't remember which page this chart is on, but what that is mentioning here with this semi-lunar, for those of you who follow the lunar charts, and everybody say hello to Umi. Umi just decided to jump his little happy tail on in here. Had to be on the video.
He just wants some attention.
Okay. So, for those of y'all who follow the moon cycles, I hope you also follow the moon cycle when it is in your sun sign. Okay? So for me, it's in Pisces, and for my baby, it's in Libra, which is coming up tomorrow night. As far as her birth sign, the moon being in her birth sign. Okay? And what happens after the age of 12, every time your sun cycle is in sync with the moon cycle, that fluid then travels from your solar plexus up to the brain. Now, this fluid is a very fragile thing. And this is the second coming of Christ. And let me see.
Okay.
Because I think it's a little bit more to read into this. That's the main one. Okay. So we're going to come out of that. But we're going to give you all some visuals.
The perfected man at the bottom. We could probably read that,
It's so much in there. We might get into that. Okay? So we got some visuals for you all because we want you to see this. Okay? Where is my thing? Okay. Boom. So, do I have a marker on here? No, I don't have a marker. Okay. So, if you all can see my mouse, much gratitude for dropping these like codes. Hey, we are happy to be in here. Gonna have to watch back. Okay.
It's okay.
Come on back. Come on back.
Whenever you get a chance. When we learned this literally changed our life.
Okay. So, every time the moon is in your sun sign, the fluid that is in your solar plexus that is sitting in the manger is waiting to be elevated up the spine, up to your pineal gland, where it goes back flowing to milk and honey. But here's the thing. That process of fluid going from your solar plexus back up to your pineal gland is a very fragile process. And I say that it's fragile, and for those who are in the know of the esoteric meanings of these stories, they know that your Santa Claus is trying to climb the chimney every time your sun cycle is in the moon, if I'm saying that right. Hopefully y'all get what I'm saying. Whenever your sun sign is in the moon cycle, your Santa Claus is trying to climb the chimney to give you your gifts. Now, that process, which is also called climbing Jacob's ladder, is interrupted by stress, anxiety,
distractions,
fear, any type of low vibrational things, fatty foods, fast foods, certain work environments. It can cause that seed to not travel up the spine. And I'm trying to find the most PG way to say this one, because I know we got little ones upstairs that's probably listening. So I'm going to say the big words. For my men, it is very important that during this time that the moon is in your sun sign, to not ejaculate. I'm going to say this one more time. I'm going to come in a little bit closer to the mic, y'all. For my guys,
cover Umi ears.
when the moon is in your sun sign, do not ejaculate.
You can't hear those things.
During this time, this is the time, and also for women, this is the time for you to sit down and just pause, take a breath, do some breath work. There's actually a video that Joe Dispenza has as far as activating your pineal gland. I believe we shared it on our community channel before, but that breathing technique itself, while the moon is in your sun sign, if you do that breathing exercise at least once a day during the time that the moon is in your sun sign, you are taking that fluid from your solar plexus and you are pushing it up to your pineal gland. And that helps in boosting your aura. It makes you stronger. You can actually see from some guys who say they who practice retention, like me myself. Yes, I practice retention, y'all.
He's good at it. Listen, I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm damn good at it. Let me stop.
Let me cover Umi ears. Not to go off topic, but maybe you should do a class on that, because it is a way for you to still experience, use big words, still experience your orgasms and keep and retain your semen. So it is a way, and he does it like all the time, and it's wonderful. It's good for your health. You feel better. You don't feel as drained. You don't feel so tired, and you get to keep your life force, right? So and with this practice right here, you'll get better at it. You grow your Taurus field, which means that when you grow your Taurus field, what that means is that you can manifest a lot easier. You can align yourself with the highest version of yourself a lot quicker.
And that brings me to another point. The reason why this is so important to understand that this twin flame thing is an internal thing, because I was watching a video from Dan Winters. If you all are not familiar with Dan Winters, it's spelled exactly how it sounds, Dan Winters. Let me see real quick if I can.
Nice, I don't teach that.
No, I don't teach that. Oh boy. Hold on. I just want to see real quick, y'all. Y'all just bear with me for a moment. Let me see, because I know I'm not going to try to play this video because they will probably...
Yeah, they be doing stupid stuff, especially with this kind of information we're giving tonight. They'll find anything, shut the video down.
Yes, they will. Give me just a second, y'all. Let me see if I can find this exact video so that you all can go through and understand the reason why you want to grow your Taurus field.
Very important.
hold on a second.
And with growing your Taurus field comes much responsibility, okay? With much power comes a big electricity bill. Always remember that. Too much is given, or who gains much is required, right? So when you're expanding your Taurus field like this, you're going to become more sensitive, okay, to the energies around you. So that's a whole nother video we might have to do in sharing how to really, should I say, protect your aura. Yeah, maybe protect your aura as it grows, as you expand. Your light will grow and you would expand. I believe Q did a video talking about this. I think it was today or yesterday. He did this video talking about like being like he called it spillage, where certain people who are like super generators, and when you grow your Taurus field, you become kind of like a super generator. So when you go around certain people, they're gonna just, stuff is gonna happen. They're gonna start becoming more successful, or whatever they're doing when you're around them, it's gonna be times 5, you know. So it's just a matter of learning how to kind of protect that generator, or being able to choose who you generate or who you power up, because you're going to automatically power people up when you go around them, when you grow your Taurus field like that. Some people are born like that naturally because of the work that their ancestors did. You know, it's just natural in your DNA. Other people have to build it up over time. But becoming like a super generator, or Q he calls it spillage, you want to be very mindful of it, because there's some people who are kind of onto these things, and they'll try to use you without you knowing it, right? And I think I was one of those people that is kind of like that, born like that, being like a generator. And for a while I didn't know. I had no idea.
Right.
But now I know. Thanks, Q. Now I know what that is.
Now we are aware.
Now we are aware.
And we are managing our energy very, very well.
When you know better, you do better.
Oh gosh, he's got so many videos on here.
You might as well just give them his channel.
Okay, yeah.
He is.
I'm just gonna share this so that y'all can see it.
Yeah.
This is the channel here. After this video, if I can find it, I will post it in the community so that everybody can see it. Yeah. But let me give you all a quick breakdown of what he's talking about and the reason why you want to grow your Taurus field. Okay? It is your Ka. It is your light body. In order to exit this realm and move into higher states of living, going to 7D and above, 5D, 6D, 7D and above. And Q was talking about this also yesterday. Shout out to Q about this.
Shout out to Q, man.
This is right in alignment, y'all. What he talks about in this video is that in order for you to exit out of this realm, you have to have energy. You have to have energy. You have to be vibing high in order to get out of here. And there is a physical way for you to actually do it. With knowing this knowledge of this alchemical process that is happening within your body, which is called twin flames, allowing that sacred oil to climb the chimney every time your sun sign and your moon are in sync, you are growing your Taurus field. Right. You are growing your light body. You are growing your Ka. You are gathering the energy that you need. So when it's time for you to exit stage left, you can go out and experience bliss.
Right. And Blue Diamond does. I'm glad you put that in the chat. She said that's got to be painful. If you're referring to the process,
it is painful if you don't go through the work.
Right. It'd be like a little blockage. Like, you know, it's just like meditation. And, you know, when that Kundalini awakening happens and your energy point circuits are kind of blocked up. But breathing exercises really, really does help with that. Staying away from stress, maybe changing the way that you eat. Also, a lot of like maybe some water fast, a lot of tea and stuff like that. It's a few things that you can do to help the process along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Celestial Queen asks, when the moon is transitioning the sign of your natal chart. Yes. Yes, we are talking about your sun sign. So, like for me, my sun sign is Pisces and my moon sign is Libra. And for my baby, we're flipped. She's sun sign Libra, moon Pisces. So, like for right now, the moon is going into her sun sign tomorrow, which is Libra. So, really, my baby should be chilling, meditating, and breathing so that she can push her Santa Claus up the chimney
and get my gifts. So
that's
how we are geniuses. We are our own genie because we can grant our own wishes.
Right.
Genie, the genie in us, genius, you know. At least that's kind of how I break those things. That's how they come to me, and that's how I break them down. Words are something else, you know. Words build worlds. So, it's I always say, in order for you to break the spell, you break the words apart. That's how you break the spell, by breaking the words. So, yeah.
So that's what we had to bring for you all. Once again, and you know what? I just wanted to share just a little bit more. This book
this book is the bomb. Now, listen,
so much information.
It is. We got to do a part 2.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna do a part 2 because it's another one we got to talk about. The man, the page 23.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
We got to talk about that one. We will do a whole video on that one alone.
So I'm just gonna give you all a little teaser on this,
The
and just know
eternity of perfection. Yep.
that with what we broke down today, this may be groundbreaking for y'all, or this may be something, oh, I already knew that. But this is really an introduction to some things that we are going to be diving in a lot deeper, as far as really moving that sacred oil up and down your spine. There's a certain thing that you can do if you have a partner, or if you don't have a partner, where you smile and you send that energy down into the solar plexus so that it can build up. And when it comes time for your moon to be in sync with your sun sign, you can then send that energy up to the pineal gland, build that energy up.
Yeah, because you can store unlimited energy in the solar plexus. Unlimited energy. If you try to store it in your head, you're going to get a headache. You try to, you know, that is the place, the ultimate place that you want to store your energy is in your solar plexus. That's what it's designed for.
So I just want to give y'all a little teaser and show y'all some of these chapters that's in this book.
I like the eternity of perfection. Oh, they got Sarah and Abraham in there too.
Yeah, they got it broken down. You see, the books rejected by the Council of Nicaea, the meanings of names, the marvelous story of Joseph and Mary, which just read that one for you. Man was made upright. So, real man didn't come from apes. Just letting y'all know. The eternity of perfection, Sarah and Abraham, the word of God revealed. The explanation, turning water into wine. Oh my gosh.
Where water into wine at? Where water into wine? Comment. You go comment.
The plays of Egypt in the human body.
Ooh.
So it's not talking, because if y'all know about Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt, it's just talking about your upper body and your lower body. Look, there's so much in here. You got to dive deeper. You can't be surface anymore. We can't be surface. What's the real Antichrist, the Bridge of Life, the Sacred Books of the East, the mystery of Santa Claus revealed.
Yeah, that's the true Santa Claus. That's the true Christmas, if to be honest with you.
This is the true Christmas.
And then something that we realized in, what was it? It was 2020, I want to say, it was 2021, when we finally realized that all of these hollow days, right, which is a deep days, a hollow, you're in a deep days, you don't know what the hell's going on, right? So they put you in these hollow days so that they can utilize these specific time periods to actually utilize your energy, your chi, your car, whatever you want to call it, so that they can fulfill what they want, right? While you're in the hollow days or deep days. So I started looking into these hollow days to see what I could do or what we could do for ourselves. We don't want to spill our energy and give it to you so that you can use it to do what you want to do.
Right.
No, we are going to study the days and the times that you have your holidays, and we're going to use that, keep our energy, and utilize it for ourselves. Life has definitely turned around.
It really, really has. And
When you learn how to manage your energies and be aware and be conscious and not allow people to drain you because you're living on accident, it's a whole different walk. You breathe different, you walk different. You can pick things out. You can kind of like you sense people. You sense when they're coming from a place of authenticity. You sense when they're coming from a place of love. You become more sensitive, but it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a real good thing. And I was trying to find something else, but I ain't gonna waste too much time. We got so much more to go into. But real quick before we head out, if this information was any way helpful for you, definitely you can show your support in a couple of different ways. For one, you can make sure you give us that handy dandy thumbs up.
Don't forget.
Subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
You can share. Now those first three things are free.
Yeah.
And we got about 25, I think at one point we had 29 people on here, which we definitely understand. We've been off. We what?
Yeah, we've been gone for a couple months.
We've been gone for months, so we got to get back on the algorithm. But definitely like, share the video, and subscribe. Once again, those three things are free, okay? But if you really want to help us out, make sure to encourage us to come back and do these videos, because I work a job, my baby works a job, she works two jobs. We actually work two jobs. I work one W-2 job, and then I have my insurance business
and
that I do.
We have a business aside from that. And we got kids, and then we got dogs, and we have so much going on.
Yeah. So just to give us a little bit of encouragement, like, yeah, Chris and Alicia, come back, do another video. Hit that Cashapp up.
Yeah.
Okay. That's one way to definitely support us and to encourage us to keep going. Or if you want to help us out in the future, you become a Patreon on our Patreon channel, or you can send a super chats in our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we just wanted to give you all this introduction to let you know that twin flames are so much more than getting booed up.
Right. You don't want to get booed up and get stuck here and in that cycle. No, you want to elevate and go through and beyond and explore and do so much more. Being stuck in the first grade, it's not fun. Don't you want to go to high school? Don't you want to be with the cool kids,
Right.
So yeah, don't get excited about repeating first grade, because pretty much that's what that's going to be like. You definitely want to evolve. You want to grow. You want to expand. That's the purpose. Look at the universe. It's constantly expanding. It's always expanding.
It's always expanding.
Always expanding. So
Yes.
infinity. So don't stop yourself.
Just keep going. All right. With that being said, let me. Oh, hold on. I didn't even double check the chat to see.
Oh, we've been just rambling on. Oh, sorry guys. And
Let me just. I'm just gonna back up and see what's going on here. And while I'm backing up, if y'all do have any questions about anything that we talked about and you want us to dive a little bit deeper into it, this is your opportunity to drop it in for any chats. We hit the 1 hour mark about 6 minutes ago. And I don't know exactly when that changed to the Aurora Borealis.
I love that.
But that is so on point, because if you know about the Aurora Borealis and if you watch Brother Panic, you understand that that's the cusp, and that's where you go to get out of this joint.
How you get out of this bitch.
But yeah. So if you have any questions, drop them in the chat before we head out. Okay. Let's see if anything here. Blue Diamond Dust once again. Thank you so much for being
thank
here.
y'all.
Q, thank you for being in the building.
Thank you so much.
Miss Wilson, I can't pronounce your first name, and I ain't gonna butcher that. Miss Wilson, thank you for being in the building. Celestial Queen, Naya, thank you for being in the building. Zetris, thank you so much.
Y'all see how I read the book.
Naya said not the church minutes. Oh gosh.
Yes, the church minutes. And speaking of church minutes, we got some church announcements to make real quick. Mm-hmm. So we are updating our website, guys. But in the meantime, I actually have completed my website for my artwork.
I'm gonna pull it up. Hold on.
And that's another way that you can support us. Is by visiting the website where I'm at currently showing a lot of my art. It's very beautiful. Some of it is in the back. You can already see back there, but a lot of you have been inquiring on how you can purchase some of my artwork. So I created a website and I didn't create it, I'm sorry. I had the idea to create it, and my wonderful next to kin went ahead and he constructed the website. I put the words in and he did the pictures. That's kind of how we work together with our strengths. So we come together where he's strong, where I'm weak, vice versa, and that's how we build. We build together like that. So this is a website. Some of my work are not for sale, and that's only because hopefully one day soon. No, let me change that. One day soon, it will be in a gallery someplace. So
yes,
some of them are not for sale, but the ones that are for sale, it's up there, and you can see which ones that if you would like to purchase one. To show your support. They're all done by me. Some of them are oil, some of them are acrylic, but they're all pretty unique. I haven't seen anything really out there like them, so.
No.
Especially that one, that twin flame one right there. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And that wine reminds us of our best friend Josh.
Yeah.
And that one is a story. Yeah, it's a set. It's a story. That comes with it. I should put the story up there. But yeah, that's the Mushroom Land. And this is Lilith and Eve. That one is Lilith and Eve right there.
Speaking of Eve.
Yeah. So that's Lilith and Eve. And this is a dream that I had with those balls of spears coming out the sky. And, that's a whole dream. But yeah, a lot of my paintings are dreams. That's just the Egypt collection up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got it in there.
So it's all in there if you guys want to go and take a look at some of my work that I did. Again, some of them are just on there. You'll see the ones that don't, that are not for sale, because they will be on the front and they'll have a story. I did one with Medusa. The Medusa is my favorite one because I dreamt about it. She asked me to paint her and tell her story. So that's what I did. It took me a month. I did it, and I'm telling the story on the website. Mm-hmm. Whenever I'm out and I'm showing it, I tell the story because that's what I was asked to do. That's what I'm doing, So yeah.
And Blue Diamond Dust and Celestial Queen asked a good question as far as when it comes to their natal chart, because they don't have their birth times. So they wanted to know if they still go off of that natal chart that has just their sun sign on it, would that still be good to use?
Yes, it would. Okay. Put 12 o'clock or 12 a.m. Mm-hmm. That's usually what you do. I think the only thing that would really change much would be your moon sign, I believe. I want to say. I think it's your moon.
Yeah.
It affects your moon sign. That's what I'm thinking. Because I didn't have my time, and when I changed it, it didn't shift much, to be honest with you. Well, that's because I put 12 and I was born at 4 in the morning, so that's probably why. But just go off of 12.
Yeah.
For right now, and it doesn't change a whole lot. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So don't get discouraged.
Yeah. And last but not least, in that video, in that webinar that Dr. B did, the Blueprint to God Power, he actually put in there for the esoteric people when Christmas actually happened.
Oh, he gave the whole breakdown.
And there's a whole equation that you go through to actually figure out when Christmas is actually come. It's like as far as when Jesus is born. Mm-hmm. And for this year, it was
January the 10th?
No, January the 7th.
January the 7th, okay.
January the 7th was actually Christmas. Okay? Because that was the day that Jesus was actually born, or Yahshua was actually born. When you look into the months of conception and things of that nature, you would have been born around January the 7th, but it changes every year. Next year, the real Christmas is on January the 1st. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm saying this because during that time, that is actually the Christmas time is when you get the big gifts.
Under the tree of life, nervous system.
Hold on.
Looks just like a tree. That's the tree that they talk about. Guys, I want you to realize that in this matrix that we are living in, there's the people who created this construct, they know these things. Like to us who is probably now coming into this knowledge, it might seem like, oh wow, this is so new, or I've never heard about this before. These people who are quote unquote billionaires, these people who name shit, you know, people that name shit, right? They know about this. This is not news to them. As a matter of fact, this is information that they pass down from generation to generation. They're well aware of this. Okay? You know, we are in the age of information now, the age of Aquarius, right? It's coming in. So this is why now, you know, the golden age, this is why now we are getting this information back. So it's a beautiful time to be alive, you know?
Yes.
Beautiful time to be alive. Don't hold yourself back by shunning information. 'Cause sometimes in life you'll find that you've been told a lie for so long that eventually to you it becomes the truth, because we have been conditioned to believe instead of know. So we have this thing where, oh, I don't believe in it. And so because we've been taught and programmed to believe in a lie, that when the truth smacks us in the face, we are like, oh, I don't believe in that. But the fact that you don't believe in something does not mean that it's not happening. All it means is that you choose not to acknowledge it's happening. And so while that happening is taking place, you're kind of blocking yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So let's step into growth. Let's raise our frequency and raise our vibration.
Yes. And protect your seed.
Oh yeah.
Look, we know that right now we're going through the it's not even a merger, we're going through the split. And the split is happening whether you know it or not, and it's not full yet. And so because the split is not full, we're still experiencing some 3D things.
Yeah.
So, you know, we wish that it can be all love and light and fairy dust and all of this stuff like 100% of the time.
But it's not.
But let's be realistic. It's not going to be that way. So we have to do our best to maintain our sanity, to maintain our happiness, to retain our love for self as much as possible, so that we can protect that seed, and each time, every month, allow that seed to travel up the spine, travel up the 33 vertebrae, climb Jacob's ladder. So let Santa Claus go back up that chimney and give you your gifts.
Get your gifts. Get your gifts.
Okay.
Right?
All right. So with that being said, I think that was it.
Yeah, that's it. We got to go give Umi some love. Go give the kids kiss good night. And get in our bed and do this again all over tomorrow. I believe we'll see you guys again on.
We know for sure we're gonna do it next week. We may pop up on y'all on Friday. Just make sure you got your notifications on,
Friday.
that you're subscribed. Also follow us on Instagram, so that way, because we're gonna do our best to put it out everywhere. That when we're going live, we're gonna put it on Instagram. We're gonna put it on our Facebook, YouTube, wherever we can put it on. We're gonna let y'all know, because just like my baby posted earlier today, we're back.
We in here. See, we set up the background real nice for y'all, so you can see lights and stuff, and we got the whole ambiance going to make it easy for you guys to listen to us, right? Again, if you found this information helpful, go ahead and give us that thumbs up. And again, guys, if you feel it in your heart, you can go ahead and donate to the channel. If you want to give a super chat, fine, no problem.
No, but real talk, if y'all want to see us come back on a more frequent basis, keep sending the Cashapp. Real talk, we'll be here all day. We will do all of the studies for you. We'll break it down. But it's got to be an equal exchange of energy.
Right. That's true, guys. That's true.
All right.
So without further ado, we love you so much. Thank you for hanging in there with us. We love you guys. Until next time, peace.
Peace out.